What is going on, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Trading Guide podcast. Today, we've got a couple of interesting topics to talk about, including Thursday flipping, which I uploaded a video on earlier today. So I brought in one of the best Thursday flippers, I guess you could say, Jake Foot Trading. Go ahead and say hi to the audience.
What's up, guys? My first time on the internet. Don't shame me, okay?
Yes. We're also going to be talking about Twitter traders. We're not going to be naming any names. We're going to talk about the community and what we like, what we don't like, and what could be better, what could be fixed, and what you guys should probably look out for. And then whatever else our heart desires. And yes, I saw your comments on the last podcast, and I think a lot of you guys missed that podcast just because you saw how long it was. It was like 40-something minutes long, and it was a good podcast in my opinion. We had a lot of topics that we covered there, and I liked recording it, and so I enjoy making these. So even if they don't do too well on the YouTube channel in terms of views, the people that are watching them seem to enjoy them, but what you guys did say was shorten them down. So we're going to make this one within like the 20-minute range instead of the 40-minute range. So if you want to get started with what you do every week in terms of Thursday trading, just go over the basics, and then we can go ahead and talk about what our viewers can actually do to capitalize on this idea.
Sure. So Thursday flipping has been kind of fun ever since really early in the game, and even more so when they combined weekend league rewards and division rival rewards at the same time. Thursday flipping is huge for the market. It essentially gets a double rise at the exact same time. So everyone gets an influx of coins all within about 2-hour window. They'll list all their cards at minimum prices just to get those coins in their account. And they'll go look to add to their team. So they'll look for informs, they'll look for golds that fit their teams, they'll look for cards that also link to their newly found Team of the Week red picks, which is a huge part of the equation for Thursday flipping for me. And it's really evolved over the course of the game. The first few weeks you could start with Valencia, but now he's going to drop in price almost every Thursday. So you got to kind of evolve with it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, you always got to stay one step ahead. Just because something's working on one week, it doesn't mean it's going to work the next week. And for the example like Valencia, the reason that doesn't continue to work is at the beginning he was a meta every single weekend league squad kind of card, and then as we progress through the year, you've got players like like Kyle Walker, like these flashback Danny Alves cards that make the Valencia more of a budget team card. And since it's so low rated, as an 82 rated card, it's going to drop when supply hits the market. But as opposed to like an 89 rated card, something like Paulo Dybala or Jerome Boateng or Manuel Neuer, those kind of big gold cards, those are going to rise because you got to consider, yes, they might have a little bit of supply entering the market on the Thursday due to the packs, but the overall demand going into weekend league, along with the buying power that people get from simply like a ton of people taking straight up coins from division rivals and then getting packed from weekend league as well, upgrading their teams to these high rated cards, obviously is going to cause them to go up in price. And then another thing you guys can do on Thursdays is actually bidding at like 3 a.m. I love getting on at, when nobody's on the market, maybe EU's just now waking up. That's a great time to get your bids. And Thursday's a great time to get those bids too because of all the supply that hits the market. Go ahead and tell them what your favorite cards so far this year have been, other than Valencia, obviously, and what maybe they could look out for in the next week or two, especially given the fact that these are weird weeks.
Sure. So I've used a plethora of cards. If you guys want to check out my Twitter page, I'm sure Sean will link it here. So
yeah, it'll be down in the description. He's got a really good Twitter. We're gonna be talking about it a little bit later, but he's one of the good Twitter traders.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It's just a little bit easier to see there. Scrolling through, I do try to post some results. A couple weeks ago, I flipped Chiellini's for probably over 1 million coins because he had a link with second inform Cancelo. Cancelo is probably the best right back in the game. Definitely debatably so. So I knew a lot of pros would want to try that card out, and he links strongly with Chiellini. So a lot of people do the triangle of center back, right back, and then center mid. So I grabbed a ton of Chiellini's, and I made about 20 to 30% a card and 1 million coins pretty easily there. In the past, I've used Jerome Boateng when he's linking with Alba, and for other purposes, I've made 800,000 on him. So I usually mass invest in a couple gold cards that I think will rise a ton, and then do some informs and UCL that have strong links as well.
That's that's a good point. The links as well. Like, do you think that if on a Wednesday, say a Pogba came out, like an informed Pogba, would it be best to go for players that get the strong links, like other Man United informs, previous Man United informs on the Wednesday or the time it's announced, or would you stay away from that? You think it's too late? You only have like, yeah, 12 hours ish to get those cards for them to rise into Thursday. But do you think if those informs do drop, would the Thursday flipping work for cards that linked with those informs, or would it be too late because obviously Team of the Week drops on Wednesday?
Yeah, I have a couple examples of that. The latest one I can think of is Pogba. I mean, you mentioned him specifically. His links rose really, really well on Xbox. So Inform Martial went up a ton, but on PS4 he didn't that much. And I know there's a ton of left wing options in the Prem, which kind of hinders his rise. But some different things happen from console to console, so it's something to be aware of. And I also think Pogba wouldn't have gotten picked that much in player picks just due to the heavy rating and the heavy price. So um, I actually think the linking works best with players that you see a lot. So Cancelo, you ended up seeing a lot of because he was only an 86 rated. And we've seen quite a few examples like that where they're rated 82 to 86, but people really want them in their teams.
Yeah, the lower rated guys like Cancelo are still meta, at least for the first few months of the game. What you guys will see though for Team of the Year is it's like a big switch in the market. You're gonna see these cards that have been meta until December, the Cancelos, these gold cards that are maybe Valencia, Kyle Walker, they're still kind of low rated. They're going to start becoming less and less relevant, less and less in price, simply because throughout the year there are more inform upgrades, UCL upgrades, UCL lives, OTWs, etc., etc. Then you've got Team of the Year and Team of the Season, and all these upgrades um, add to the fact that these cards are gonna drop in price, because if there was not a single upgrade in FIFA throughout the entire year, if there were no informs or special cards, it was just gold cards from September to September, which would be a super boring video game, super boring Ultimate Team. But if that was the case, you guys would see these Valencia cards, like they would just continue to rise in price, really, because
Oh,
they're the
for
only
sure.
choice. They're the only choice. There's not going to be more choices, but since there's so many more choices, especially in FIFA 19 and ever like FIFA 14, it was a little bit different because like there weren't as many different types of special cards. In FIFA 18 and FIFA 19, there's just so many different types of special cards, so many different types of upgrades. EA want to push a different promotion every single week to get you opening packs, so they got to come up with new colors and new names and new ideas to get you to open these packs, and that's why there's so many different upgrades now. So that's why they become irrelevant. And there's one more thing I wanted to talk about with these. Oh yeah, it was, do you only trade with um, those cards you mentioned, or do you like the tradable cards? The what is the word I'm looking for? In packs, I guess. Or do you think Thursday flipping works even better with cards that aren't in packs anymore? Because yes, we're still seeing the coin inflation, yet no more supply, so it's only like they can go up.
Yeah, a really good example of that is a few weeks back when Team of the Group stage launched. Koulibaly was in there. Um, I hope I said his name right. That one always
Mm-hmm.
confuses me, but
Kalidou
nonetheless,
Koulibaly, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, yeah, I think so. So he was out of packs starting on a Friday, which is a really weird time because sometimes they've started some promotions on Fridays now. Um, and essentially that put him at almost a week out of packs coming that next Thursday. So I got a bunch of his normal gold cards to link with Inform Gulam, who is pretty good left back and really affordable in the Serie A. So essentially, he rose from about 27 or 28 to about 45 um, overnight, and I made about 330K off so many cards I can't remember now.
That is insane. And there was no SBC that helped that price or anything. It was just straight up
Yep, the
uh,
link to
the link to
Gulam,
Gulam.
100%.
Wow, that is huge. Was that must have been earlier on? I remember Gulam was one of the first Team of the Weeks, right?
I actually think that
Uh,
was only 2 or 3 weeks ago,
it was only
Sean,
2 or 3
with the
weeks
team.
ago. That is
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Just
So
to hear how effective that method is.
it changes every single week, and people need to be aware of it. And it's kind of fun because it really helps distinguish really the really good traders from the rest because it changes every week. You can't just use the same cards. I know I've posted results on Twitter, and people are like, "Oh, Fabinho's good to flip every week." And the last 3 weeks, he barely risen because of that, because
Mm-hmm.
everyone's doing it and thinks it
Yeah,
will
it's
just
all
work.
about staying one step ahead. And yes, doing the same card is eventually going to stop working, especially if you're a content creator and you're showing your investments. People are going to catch on and not ruin the method, but make it more mainstream to where it doesn't work as much. And that's true most of the time. But I still see like UCL cards, dude. Since the beginning of the game, I've used the same four, and they consistently work with my Thursday flipping. Um, Dembele, Goretzka, Benatia, and Robin have been my four go tos every single time UCL cards get supplied, um,
Oh,
and
for sure.
they've worked every time.
I believe that.
And I've shown every time. Like I do it on stream live on Twitch. I upload the highlights to YouTube. I've made so many videos where you see those guys in the thumbnail, those same guys, and yet they continue to work. So I'm not sure if it's just like a certain few continue to work, or maybe
Yeah.
people just don't copy me because they don't trust me. I don't know what it is, but it's not always where you can't use the same cards. I guess is what I'm saying. That's just an example of like a set of
All right,
cards I've
everybody,
used
everyone,
consistently.
go get 5 to 10 Goretzkas, or
Ruin it. I already
hey,
have
let's
I
ruin
have
this
tons
method
in
for
my
Sean.
transfer list right now. I have them in my transfer
Yeah.
list. I got like 15 Dembeles, 4 Benatias.
He's trying to make coins of us, guys. Stay woke.
Stay woke.
Stay woke.
All right.
But yeah, there
So
are certain cards that will work every week just due to rarity, and those UCLs without resupply are just going to keep getting rarer. And there's millions of people on this game, so they're going to want to use those cards.
yeah. So that was really in depth for Thursday flipping. We gave a ton of different ideas for the viewers to use, guys. You guys watching the video right now on YouTube. For everybody who's still watching, we're about 13 minutes into the video. Here's the question of the day. What I'm going to ask you guys, in terms of Thursday flipping, it's okay if you guys haven't done any Thursday flipping yet. What sounds the best? Do you guys would like to do Thursday flips with cards that link to the current team of the week, like Gulam? You saw how effective or heard how effective that Koulibaly trade was. Do you guys like cards that are out of packs going into Thursday? Like I used UCL cards this week, or previous informs, or cards that are current informs, like they get the inform on the Wednesday, and then the gold card goes out of packs. Would you guys rather do those kind of flips, or do you go with the meta cards? So there's three options. Is it cards that are out of packs, cards that get the links, or meta cards? Which you guys think is the most effective? Go ahead and comment that down below. And for the second part of the video, we're going to talk about the Twitter trading community. Not the trading community. We are a part of the trading community. Not necessarily everybody watching this video is going to be part of the Twitter trading community. And this is very interesting because Jake is like, he's a Twitter trader. At least that's what I'd consider you as of right now, until you branch out to other social medias. Right now, I'd consider you a Twitter trader. So I want to hear your thoughts before I give my thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on the Twitter trading community.
Yeah, so I trade Twitter accounts for a living. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I think that in the FIFA community on Twitter, it's really tough to distinguish the good accounts from the bad accounts. It's just so tough because there are so many now, and so many with Flip Trader in their name. And to be honest, I do as well. That's in my name because when I started this Twitter, I don't even have a normal Twitter account. I wanted to use it just for FIFA, and I figured that was a relevant name because I've been trading since 2012. So I didn't really know what else to call myself, and made it easier for people to find me because my intent was just to create the Twitter to really help people. And I still do that. It's just a lot less specific now, just because you can see really easily the impact of if you call certain cards out to 4 or 5 thousand people,
Yeah.
it's just not going to work. It's really sad, but people will just blindly follow advice without knowing where it comes from or why. And that's not the point of trying to help people on there.
Yeah, it's the saying, you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. You can teach a man a fish and he will eat forever. Um,
Beautiful. Biblical.
if yeah, of course, great metaphor, great analogy here for this situation because, like, when I was growing as well, I would try giving fish. You know, that's how I would
Hmm.
get followers. You would give fish, but as you grew, you learned that you couldn't really give any more fish because um, it wouldn't work anymore. You just couldn't do it because so many people were following it at that point that one little card it's not gonna work anymore. You have to teach them the idea instead of teaching them
Hmm.
the players to buy. So that's why in this video when we talked about the Thursday flipping, we really just taught you guys the reasoning behind like every single week, the reasoning behind why we're buying cards, and only gave examples of certain cards
Yeah.
that worked for us in the past. So you guys can make your decision on what you want to use in the future. Yes, you could take those UCL Dembele's and just copy me straight up, and maybe it'll work for you.
Hmm.
But overall, you're going to understand why you're buying it now, rather than saying, "Yo, guys, this UCL Dembele is about to rise because of all this supply on Thursday. Go buy it now," and you don't really fully understand why. So, yeah, he has a big point about that, leading to the people that have 30,000 followers on Twitter, like myself, or something around that area, or just a bunch of followers on Twitter. Even a couple thousand could be significant for certain things, where they'll be
Hmm.
like, buy this non-rare gold card.
Yeah. Yeah.
This SBC is about to come out. He might go extinct. It's
Yeah.
obviously a scam. It's a scam.
100%.
And you
100%.
see it from accounts that have, I legitimately have seen it from accounts that have like almost as many followers than I do. I've seen it from bigger accounts than me, and I don't want to name
Don't use
any
names.
names.
Don't use names.
I'm not going to name any names, but I've seen it from like people that have huge followings, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, guys, this card is amazing. Oh, it's the best
Mhm.
card in the game. Everybody should get this card," while they probably have 18 of them sitting on their transfer list. It's
Oh, it
like,
happens. It
oh,
definitely
and
happens.
it's like, as a content creator and as somebody who's been in the community for nearly 4 years now, it'll be 4 years coming in February for me. It's like I can see
Awesome.
right through everybody. Yet I'm not gonna call very many people out just because I don't want to start that drama. But like sometimes I still do, like I did today. And again, I'm not gonna name any names. For the first time in like over a year, I just got fed up with one of these Twitter traders that just ticked me off, just pushed me over the edge, and I had to call him out and roast him a little bit. But that's over now. That's over now. I'm only a little salty. I'm only a little salty.
It happens. I mean, I've been frustrated before too, and I just mess with people and have some fun. I'm kind of a banterous person. I don't really mean any of it personally, but
Mm-hmm.
um, like I saw a player of the month guide get extremely popular with likes and retweets, and it was the most basic information you could possibly give. And then I saw like literally 10 more, and I'm like, you're definitely just doing this to try to grow your account for no reason. Like everyone has this information. And I'm just like, yeah, buy high rated BPLs, buy BPL informs, buy goals scored against this team, you're good. Like it took me 5 seconds to write the tweet, but people are putting in flashy graphics and animations and whatever they can do to get
Yeah,
more views on it. It's insane.
yeah, I get what you're saying. And it's like it just comes down to what people's intentions are, I guess, behind their content. Are they trying to get followers? Are they trying to get money? Are they just trying to help? Are they maybe a mixture of everything? I don't know. For me, I don't like posting much of my trading on Twitter. I do most of it honestly on Twitch, on the live streaming site,
Mhm.
is where I just show everything. It's like everything I do is fully transparent, and I know I'm not the best trader in the game. Personally, I think I am one of the more knowledgeable people of the market, but I don't execute on it quite as much as other people do, simply because of yes, I can say time restraints, especially throughout the school year and traveling games across Eastern USA for games every weekend, which really put me behind. But then there's still times like this where I'm home, I got nothing to do, and I still am like, I could buy
Yeah.
all these
Yeah.
cards, but I just don't have that motivation right now. I'd rather put out a video and I'll just teach you guys how to do it. And that's kind of my stance on it right now. Yes, I've made a few million coins on my trading to glory, but truthfully, I have not put 100% into it in terms of trading. So yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's been a frustrating year with FIFA. I mean, people aren't enjoying the gameplay, and part of what caused us to be traders in the first place is getting the best team possible. I mean, that's why most people found trading or were interested in the first place, because I know, like in FIFA 12, I wanted Team of the Years and I wanted the informs, and I didn't know how else to get them, so I started dabbling a little bit. I watched Air Japes, if any OGs really remember
Yeah.
that kind of series. He was an amazing content creator.
He's still around.
Yeah, he still is a great content creator. He's just really backed off that kind of series and that kind of game more heavily. And it's really picked up. So now there's some amazing people out there putting out great content to learn from. But even they can't be specific. I mean, you look at the bigger profiles and they're not posting advice specifically to have you do, because it wouldn't work. It's really hard to learn how to trade, I think. So any kind of free content people are giving out, like Sean, is super beneficial, and take advantage of that.
All right, yeah, and next, to finish off the video, Patreons. I know you got one, and I have not.
I'm sold out. Don't worry.
I'm sold out. He's sold out right now. He's got hundreds of thousands of people already lined up. You missed the bus, but I just don't know. Like, I still don't know my stance on it. I have not, like, I'm not going to make a Patreon. I've never been interested in that kind of stuff. And truthfully, I get subscribers on Twitch who can pay $5 a month to support me. I don't really give much insider trading or anything like that. I try to make all of my content transparent, public, free. But it's like, I try to put myself in their shoes. Like, if I had 1,000 followers, no YouTube channel, no Twitch channel, that I'm streaming on or making videos on, would I make a Patreon? And I think I would totally make a Patreon. So like, I can't tell them that's, I can't say that's not a good way to go about it, because I think I'd do it too if I was trying to grow on Twitter. It's just like, it can get very toxic in terms of how many different Twitters have Patreons and how many people make Patreons that probably shouldn't be making Patreons. I know that you have a Patreon, and I know you know what you're talking about. So everybody that subscribes to your Patreon, I know they're going to be fine. Like, they're going to be learning. But I know there's also other people that are going to steal your content and steal my free content legitimately, and take my video ideas and put it in text form and sell it in Patreons. And it's happened before.
Yep, it's been happening, especially this year. It's sadder than ever. It's pathetic.
So it's like, I can't call anyone out because I don't see their Patreon. I don't get to see it. I'm not going to subscribe to anybody's Patreon. Because truthfully, like, I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to need to learn from anybody else. But there's people that are legitimately going out of their way to spend $3 or spend $5 or spend $10 a month just to make sure that person's not copying them. And I think that's ridiculous. So it's the fact that it's like so hidden that you can just steal whatever you want. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, Patreon, you can steal whatever you want and nobody would know. And that's just, it's really hard to distinguish, and it's really just tough to tell the good ones from the bad. And sometimes it can even be good information, but that doesn't mean it originated from you. So if you're just repeating and reciting what really good traders are saying, it's, your people might see results, but it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with you. You don't deserve the monetization. You don't deserve the followers for it. It's just, it's very scummy, and I see it from so many of the Twitter traders. And there's only a select few that I just don't really like, because I make Twitter traders out to be something to be afraid of. I'm not gonna lie, I've slandered the name quite a bit in the past. But truthfully, it's like, if I had to give a percentage, 80% of Twitter traders are good people with good intentions. It's just the 20% of people that screwed up.
And the 20% are pretty aggressive, so that they're seen a little bit more. You see names floating around a lot that have no good intent. And I just like to give my insight on Patreons, because obviously I have a page, and I know people will bash them, but a lot of them have never even been in them or seen the kind of content, especially someone like myself is creating. So essentially, when I hopped on Twitter, I was giving advice, and a very specific advice. And that helped grow my account quite a bit just because people really enjoyed that and they enjoyed seeing what traders are doing. So I think my account's grown about 4,000 in 3 months, which is pretty significant.
Very good. A lot quicker
It's
than I
really,
grew when I started.
it's just stunning to me, and that's from help from people like yourself. I know Ask Florian shouted me out, which I really appreciate. Just really unexpected stuff. But my point is, um, I have open DMs, and I still do. Don't take advantage of that, everyone, please. Um, and there's so many questions that I'm not going to get to, and so many people need more help than I could possibly give them on just DMing people. I have a full-time job. I'm married. Um, the Twitter page is not something I made for monetization in the first place. And the Patreon was something that got suggested to me. I had never even heard of the site. So it's been a learning year for me. I got the Discord because that's the features they wanted. But even like this morning, I woke up, drank some coffee, and I made 20 custom UCL squads to give to people that fluctuate a lot, that are easy to trade with. And I gave a custom squad for pretty much each person. And that took about three hours. And I don't think many people are doing that.
Oh yeah, doing a custom squad for each individual Patreon, that's, I'd say, unheard of. Honestly, very worth it, like, for those guys that are subscribing, especially if you're somebody that's new to trading. I would personally suggest looking up simple tutorials on YouTube to start it off. But
100%.
If you want to take it to that next level and you don't know how, and you don't really have as much time to follow a series, then maybe a Patreon would be somewhere you want to go, because I can pretty much guarantee, if you watch the Trading to Glory series from episode 1 all the way up to, I think it's at 35 now, I uploaded that video today, or yesterday when this video goes live, you're going to learn pretty much everything you need to know, and you're going to really understand the market. But that's going to take you hours and hours to get through that series, because each episode's like 20 minutes long, 35 minutes. Like, that's going to take a couple days if you set aside like 3 hours a day, maybe a week or something, to get through all the episodes. Not everybody has that time, and like, if you just are starting now, you're not going to be able to catch up or something like that. So like, Patreon would be a good way to go about it. But again, it's like, there's just so many people with Patreons that
I know,
really bad, and that's why I appreciate Agia Initial. He did that Patreon rating guide,
he did,
and it really represented so well on what I thought of all of the traders as well. It's like, everybody, I guess, like that had these Patreons. It just came out very accurate to my perception on how good people were in terms of the traders in the Twitter community. But we're probably going to have to wrap this up, guys, to make sure this doesn't end up being too long. We're at almost a half hour now, so let's keep it in the 20-minute range, as I said. But thank you so much to Jake Foot Trading for coming on today. He is a good friend of mine now, and also like a really good trader. He's much better than me, guys. Legitimately a very, very good trader. He knows what he's talking about. Go follow him on Twitter. That's his only link as of right now. If he starts streaming, starts YouTube, I'll tweet it out sometime to let you guys know. But that's his only link for now, so go ahead and follow that. And also drop a like on the video and answer the question of the day. Don't forget that, guys. What do you guys think is the best Thursday flipping method? Is it 1, buying cards that get good links, or is it 2, is it cards that are out of packs, or 3, what was the third option? I can't remember. Third option. You guys, it was like at minute 12. You guys can go get the third option. I can't remember.
Go have some fun. Find it. Rewatch the video.
Yep. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Say bye to the viewers, Jake.
Thanks, Sean, for having me on. I just want to really thank you for helping me with this community. I'm new here, so you've been really insightful for me and really helped push my growth along the way. So I'm really appreciative of that.
Yeah, man, and that's what the series is about. It's bringing on traders that are just as good, if not better, than I am. That don't have the following that they deserve, or should have a larger following, in my opinion. Next week we will be bringing on a bigger guest. We're gonna get Foot Economist on the podcast, talking about the Team of the Year market crash. So make sure to stop by then. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.